It all started with me asking the internet a very simple question. Where is the best meal you had in San Diego? And the boy who ate San Diego was born. In this series, you'll come along with me and my friends to experience the best of San Diego food. I hope. Some of y'all got suspect taste. It's gonna be fun, trust me. Come on, let's eat. It has been an absolute blast sharing all of San Diego with you this season. If you like what you saw here, please hit that subscribe button and I'd love to hear from you. But now we're gonna close it out right. What better way to end a fantastic meal than with dessert? And I wanna thank Erica for her suggestion on this one. Let's head to the Convoy Business District for CAKE de Partie. While the name CAKE de Partie sounds like a French patisserie, which led to me saying CAKE de Partie for weeks, which I'm sure is wrong and I apologize, it's actually located in the Convoy Business District, one of the largest Pan-Asian business districts in the country, and it is known for some next-level food. I have covered so many places in Convoy on the blog and on this series. I really can't recommend enough that if you come to San Diego and you love Asian food, you gotta hit Convoy. CAKE de Partie bills itself as an Asian fusion dessert cafe with savory dishes and craft sodas. But their signature dish is the pancake souffle. Now, if you're unfamiliar, it's kind of like a really tall, light, airy, fluffy pancake doing its best impression of a marshmallow. They are definitely delicate and light as air and as fresh as can be. The proof of that is that they are made to order and it takes about 35 minutes. So if you're gonna get there and order one, get comfortable because trust me, it's worth the wait. In the meantime, we ordered some savory dishes. I had the fried chicken bowl, which is basically popcorn chicken on a mound of white rice served with spicy mayo. And shout out to the lovely cashier at CAKE de Partie who warned me that the mayo is spicy. Of course, I love spicy things and I have Asian food all the time, but I'm the right shade of colonizer paste that he was right to issue that warning. You know, just in case. For me, this was not a terribly successful dish. The chicken was good and the breading was thick and crispy. The rice was rice. And while the spicy mayo is always nice with the fried chicken, this bowl needed a proper sauce in order to really be successful. It almost feels like a bit of an afterthought, especially considering how impressive the desserts were. We ordered quite a few of the different pancake souffles. The one I got was the salted caramel banana pancake souffle, served with a thick sweet cream on top and a scoop of ice cream, and a bruleed banana half. First of all, before you even take a bite, it is a stunner. These things are so beautiful. You're gonna wanna get out your phone. They are just so beautifully presented and they look so delicious. Each bite was just light as a cloud. Not too terribly sweet, but just so soft and delicate and delicious. For my money, I would say just skip the savory offerings altogether and come to CAKE de Partie and get a pancake souffle. They have a whole bunch of different flavors and I did not have a bad one yet. But the salted caramel banana, definitely my favorite. This is a unique experience and something that you definitely want to try. A different spin on breakfast and dessert. Definitely going back, like multiple times as soon as possible. So that was my experience at CAKE de Partie, but now it's time to take it to the group. Let's head down to Uptown Tavern in the heart of Hillcrest and see what everyone thought. Yeah, let's go ahead and hold that thought me from a few weeks ago high. We had a little bit of a technical mishap in this episode. Ordinarily, each of the panelists has their own camera to film them while they're talking about what they ate, and we also record their audio for the podcast, which you can listen to on Podbean and Spotify. Unfortunately, none of the video footage came out on anyone else's camera but me. So you will see this week's recap and hear a lot of what we said, but you're mostly only going to see me, hear the voices of my friends, and just imagine what their beautiful faces look like, and you'll see all the footage of the food they ate. So yeah, that's why it looks like that going forward. So anyway, here's the recap. But before we get started on the discussion to our visit to CAKE de Partie, I want to take a moment and give a big shout out to our very gracious hosts for tonight's recap recording, Uptown Tavern. Located in the heart of Hillcrest, Uptown Tavern is your home away from home in the community. Whether you're looking for a great place to hang with friends over some cocktails and delicious shareable plates, or a wild weekend outing, the staff at Uptown Tavern has got you covered. You can experience everything from the intimate setting of their Aero Lounge and private bar, or throw down on the dance floor with great DJs in the main bar on weekends. Unwind after a long day at work, catch the big game, or host your own private event. Uptown Tavern is the home away from home and family you've been looking for. And we usually typically get dinner from Uptown when we record on certain nights, and Chris discovered a winner tonight. Tell us about it.
I think that the Cubano here is potentially the best Cubano I've had in San Diego.
All right, you heard it here first, everybody. Uptown Tavern, go get you a Cubano. Okay. CAKE de Partie is an Asian fusion dessert cafe that also offers savory dishes and craft soda. I want to give props to our server who used the most gentle language possible to tell us that the small table we were all seated at would buckle beneath the weight of all the food we just ordered, and we would probably be more comfortable in the corner trough. I'm kidding, it was just a bigger table, but we absolutely over-ordered because that's kind of our brand at this point. It's funny, the setup of this place is very unique because it's sort of like a cafe, but it's also kind of like a coffee shop in the way that it's set up. But there were some things that were really on theme and things that were really kind of goofy to me, but we will cover all of that. The signature beverage at CAKE de Partie are their craft sodas. Now, I haven't really been a soda drinker for some years, but other people on the panel were good enough to sample them across the board, and we had some really good ones. Chris, you got the mango passion fruit. What was that like?
It was mango-y, it was passion fruity, it was soda. It was exactly what it described, and it was, I liked it a lot, actually.
Amy, you ordered the butterfly pea lemonade craft soda. Take us through that.
See, mine wasn't that fizzy. I think mine was more of just a standard lemonade. And I didn't know what the butterfly pea was.
It's urine that comes from insects.
Well, it was tasty and refreshing. Okay. And it made my lemonade purple. And I love purple.
Now, as a bakery / patisserie type place, they do offer savory main dishes, which I thought was interesting. So of course we started with that. Kelsey, you ordered the popcorn chicken with Zap seasoning. Well, what was that like?
I found it was the same as you said. It was dry. So the seasoning was a dry, shake-on seasoning. There's no sauce. I didn't get a side of spicy mayo. The breading, there's a lot of breading, not a lot of chicken, and that the fry is very tough and dry. And like I said, the seasoning was just kind of sprinkled on there. It wasn't spicy at all. So it was really, the popcorn chicken was kind of a little different.
Okay, and I do want to talk about the other entree that you ordered because you had some and then brought the rest home to your husband. You got the spaghetti carbonara.
I did, yeah.
Take us through that.
Now this had some sort of pancetta, asparagus, and mushrooms, and an egg that was way too overdone. So usually the egg, you kind of mix it up with the noodles and you get this kind of sauce going, but it was like having a scrambled egg with my pasta.
Ew.
The asparagus was the best part of the dish. It was cooked wonderfully, it was tasty, it was well seasoned.
And the pasta dishes kept coming. Amy, you ordered the crab basil pasta, which looked very interesting and tasted pretty good. I had a bite of it. Take us through your experience.
The pasta itself was great. I thought the noodles were great. I thought the sauce was really good. It was a really, really big umami flavored sauce, really hearty. But unfortunately, that really drowned out the crab. The crab was almost there just for texture, not taste. And so
that's a delicate flavor.
Yeah, at that point, I think you could have put shrimp in there and gotten just as good a dish. But I will also say, though, it did heat up very well. Oh. I took half of it home. Leftovers were really good.
Now, Chris and Amy, you both ordered the same main dish. I'm going to start with you, Chris. You had the barbecue pork bowl. What was that like?
Asian-style barbecue pork thrown on top of some white rice. Period. End of story.
Again, it needed a sauce.
What was your experience?
Well, I will tell you this. It needed something to make it a meal. This was not, it just didn't feel like a meal.
Honestly, that was kind of a recurring theme for me with the savory dishes. It really felt like none of it needed to be there and it was all an afterthought.
Afterthought, I think, is absolutely right. I'm going to throw in, too, that it's $17. Amy's pasta, which I think was just like dried spaghetti pasta, too, was not worth $17. Like, and it, especially given how coffee shop like the whole atmosphere is. Like, I don't understand why they're even serving savory dishes.
I was
sit-down restaurant price.
Here's the thing. I was telling them, because it's like you've got that like Pan Asian thing going on with like the bakery. Make a banh mi. Like, use the whole bakery side of that. Do some nice breads and make some like really cool sandwiches. I would have been like way more happier with something like that.
Probably would have been a way better call than what they're doing.
Okay. And the other thing that you had with your dinner, Amy, was you had the fried shrimp.
It was, the breading was just, I bit into it and all of the breading fell out in my hand. Now the shrimp were nice. They were big, plump shrimp, and I enjoyed dipping in the ever so warned about spicy mayo.
The savory dishes were not it for me. The real area where Cake de Partie shines is dessert. And of course we all got dessert, and almost all of us ordered the pancake souffle, but in different flavors. First of all, these dishes were gorgeous. I mean, just some of the most Instagrammable food I have had all season. Really beautiful presentation, and I can see why it takes 35 minutes to cook these things. Kelsey, you ordered the very strawberry pancake souffle. How was that?
It was exactly as I thought it would be and exactly what I wanted it to be. That was really rich and sweet, but the strawberries kind of cut through some of that. It had a little scoop of strawberry ice cream on the side, which I didn't really need, but it was nice to have. Overall, I really liked it. I'm not a huge dessert person, and as I've already said, I tend to over-order, and I cleared the plate because I liked it that much.
You could have shared, but you were not going to.
I did not take that home to share with my husband.
Okay.
He lost out.
Amy, you got the triple chocolate cornflake pancake souffle. What was your experience with that?
It was delightful. Pancake was nice and fluffy. They obviously got a good, a lot of air in their batter. Really good, curd to it, good taste. I don't know what the triple was on the chocolate. It was like, it was a very light, very milky milk chocolate, which, in my taste, I would probably like something darker, but I think actually something darker would have overwhelmed the pancake. So I think they probably made the right call on that.
All right, well, let's move on to yours, actually. You ordered the blueberry cheesecake pancake souffle. Yes. What was that like?
It was very, they did a really, they should stick to that. That's what they're good at. It was very good. The pancakes were nice and fluffy. The blueberry sauce was a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Artificial.
Okay.
The blueberry sauce. But it had lots of fresh blueberries. My only problem is it was supposed to be a cheesecake, and I got no cheesecake out of it. I think I had the same cream that Kelsey had on hers, and it came with vanilla ice cream, and then it had Rice Krispies for texture. If they had done a cheesecake mousse or something on top, and then graham crackers, that would have driven home the whole cheesecake thing. But it was very tasty. I would totally go back and have another. I'd like to try more.
I did try yours, and I agree with what you said there. It tasted like artificial blueberry flavoring, and Chris went off script from the rest of us, and I'm glad he did. He ordered the Thai tea crepe cake.
I'd like to let's speak positively first. I like the flavor of it. It was Thai iced tea in crepe cake form, basically. Super Instagrammable. I thought that the texture of the crepe cake was super uniform and kind of boring. Okay. Not a great texture. I mean, it's crepes layered with pastry cream. Not pastry cream. I don't think this was pastry cream.
It tasted like it to me.
But yeah, I'm not entirely sure, and it just didn't quite work for me. I thought that the texture of the souffle pancakes, I did enjoy the texture. I thought they were very souffle-like.
Thai tea is not one of my favorite things, but I tried some of your crepe cake. I enjoyed the flavor of it. It's not my favorite. I thought the texture was beautiful on it. One of the things that I kind of measure the quality of a crepe cake with is how chewy it is when you put your fork into it, how much give there is, because if it's badly made, it's rubbery, but this crepe, it came apart faster than me after a mild inconvenience. Like, it was really, I just thought it was beautiful. I love the cream in it. If it had been like a flavor that I prefer more than Thai tea, I'd have been a little more into it, but I thought it was great. And I think, Chris, you kind of echo how we were all feeling, because to me, if it was just the desserts, this place would be top tier. Like, I really, for what it is, I think those pancakes are fantastic. I would absolutely go back for it. But I guess let's break it down. Would you go back?
I would go back for dessert.
I would also go back, but just for dessert. But you have to remember, it's going to take 35 minutes before you even get your food.
Yeah,
right?
and they do offer carryout on the souffle, but you have to kind of put it together yourself once you get it home, and you are robbing yourself of this beautiful presentation.
The presentation is gorgeous.
Yeah, dine in.
You know, not to talk bad about it, but you could go in there, order your souffle pancake, and then just walk over to the Friendly.
Exactly. The Friendly is right there. Why do they serve savory dishes?
Have yourself a burger real quick, and then by the time you're done, you just walk back over and sit down and have your pancakey.
Pro tip, listeners. That is actually, before I get the wrap up from you two, I do want to say one of the most notable things about the Convoy Business District is parking is, to put it gently, a waking nightmare. It is, I literally parked 4 blocks away and walked because I was just used to doing that. I was delighted to discover that CAKE de Partie has its own lot.
We were parked right next to the door.
Which is unheard of in that place, because it's all strip mall style with like 10 parking spaces and 500 cars fighting for them. So I was delighted by that. Amy, would you go back?
Yeah, you know, I would totally go back there. If somebody said, oh, I want to go here for my dinner birthday, I would be like, sure, I'll order the entree again. Maybe get something different. But if that's what, I wouldn't pick it myself, but I would do that. But the desserts, definitely, I would go back for those. That there is craftsmanship in those desserts.
Very much so.
So that was what I found.
All right, Chris?
Don't get the savory dishes. I would love them to figure out something that works better if they're going to do savory. And honestly, I'm not quite clear why they do. It seems, lean into what you are. You're a dessert place. Just do desserts. That area can handle it.
Yeah. Coming soon, the Boy Who Ate San Diego restaurant consulting firm. I really feel like we've been far enough into the season that we could probably do this now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that pretty much puts a bow on that. So I really enjoyed the desserts. Definitely get the pancake souffle. And yeah, I agree with Kelsey. Bring somebody you can hang out with for a little while, because you're going to be there, and order in, because it's really beautiful and it is really worth checking out. Even if you go some other place for your dinner first and just go to CAKE de Partie, I know. Even if you go some other place and then finish up at CAKE de Partie, you will thank us. And there you have it. If you know of a great spot in San Diego you think I should try, email me at theboywhoatesandiego@gmail.com. Or you can reach out to me on one of my socials, which will be attached to this video. See you next time.